Welcome back, everyone. It's 8 o'clock, 27th on the 6th, 27th of June. That would be a Friday. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Drift Johnson. This is Scuffed Epoch, and we're going to be doing some AI stuff for the next couple hours, so get relaxed and get yourself a beverage. Hello, Fernicar, Battlecruiser Operational. Hello, Apollonia. Hello, Jacob, and hello, Full Dive. How are you doing today? So what are we doing? We're looking at stuff. So we're going to start with Kontext because we didn't really look at it properly yesterday. Don't forget, if you're watching live or if you're watching later, there is a Discord and the join link is in the description. I guess the intro out of the way. Hello, Kirk. Welcome, welcome. People, everyone's sort of arriving. What are we looking at right here? Well, this is an interesting one. So if I just grab a video, do we have a video? Let's grab the I hate space. Okay, so we can't grab that for some reason. It's tiny, it's 3 seconds, what's the problem? Alright, fine. I'll go find some other thing. Annoying, isn't it? Oh, I know why it's failed. It's because freaking Comfy's turned off. Ugh. That would help. That would help. So yeah, I can't really blame the machine. So how are you all doing tonight? You all having a good time? I hope you are. We are nearly at the weekend and we are heading into a hot July. I'm melting and I'm in England. And we're going to be doing stuff, like I say. The aim is to create a couple of new workflows tonight. Maybe some custom nodes, we'll see. Depends what we get up to. But I have a rough outline of what I want to do. The Gemini CLI stuff is actually super cool and probably the highlight of the show. But if you're not into that kind of thing, then obviously, you know, there's the video generation, etc. Because the thing is, right, I had a realization. If you train video models, do you know what you've got? A bunch of video clips, which are perfect for doing the image guidance. So then we can get exact replicas of the scenes, but in the style of our Laura. So that's on the menu. And then, like I said, I think I was working on a video randomizer and I never finished it. That's why I was talking about custom nodes. So you have a folder which is full of video clips. It's a video data set, so they're all tagged with captions. And so that means we can make a node which uses seed to pick from a folder by name, and it will have an output of video and prompt, or rather a sequence of images. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works. Oh, and this thing that we're looking at here, this is the Uni-Animate DW Pose Detector, which is part of the Pose WAN Vace workflow. And so what I wanted to show you was how blisteringly fast this is. So now we've got it in action. Let's just grab this 4-second video of Sharona. Okay. And we run it. Maybe. Do I have to refresh first? Refresh. It's okay, I don't mind. I think I must have been uploading the video or something. Wake up, Comfy. Get stage fright. But yeah, like I said, it's a super fast pose estimator, which is what's used to prep your workflow, right? screw it. We'll just use this guy, okay? So, yep, 54 frames. Go. We want it back at 30 frames, please. That's a WAN video. Can beginners use it too? Look at all that movement. Here we go. That took 0.7 seconds to get the whole sequence, the whole 4-second sequence. Not bad, right? Not bad. No face though, but I guess you don't want it to be that strict. So that's cool. So yeah, just wanted to take a look at that because it's like an interesting little thing. It's like a super fast. And so what I realized was, okay, this is the cool thing. Watch this. Okay, we're just gonna take one frame. Yeah, one frame. There. Ready? Wait for it. Oh, that's not fair. It looks like it's having to download stuff, so that's not a fair test. But this one took 0.016, which is outrageous. So fast. So let's just see. I'll have to do it again. I'll like change the frame or something. Skip 10. It's a different image. I just want to make sure that I'm not like, you know, because that's, yeah, it's not really fair, is it? We get the face though. Alright, let's turn the face off. Make it even more the same. That is 480 by 832 because it's the WAN video, right? So this is a little bit bigger, but wait, can I put 480? I could put 480 here, couldn't I? Oh, no, I can't. It doesn't go. It doesn't. Oh, wait. 448. It's closer than 512. Let's put it that way. Or is it? Wait, no. 480 to 512 is 32. 448 to 480 is also 32. So it doesn't make any difference. I can't make it any closer. All right. Again. Oh, come on. There's no way that it takes that long. See what I mean? That's crazy. I can't believe that. Where is it? There. 3.37. This one took 0.16. Yeah. Change the pose, change the frame. Different pose, right? Ooh, it's slow, guys. See, so yeah, so that's the difference, right? So if you're doing open pose in a workflow and you have it's actually much quicker to do this one. I mean, let's put DW pose in the mix because that's what I actually use. I don't use the open pose anymore, but I just wanted to show you this because you know, when we're doing video, we want it to be as fast as possible, right? So I'll take the face off to make it as, you know, similar as I can. Here we go again. See, even that took 2.4 on the first run. I wonder what it's like on the second run. Let me just change the image again and boom. So we're comparing the original open pose with the DW pose, which is what I always use, with this thing I've discovered, which is basically WAN Video Wrapper comes with a UniAnimate, which is a research non-commercial use thing, full transparency. But the point I'm trying to make here is it's like ridiculously fast. Look, 0.05. So, you know, if you have like a workflow that you're trying to make fast, you you can cut 3 seconds. More than that. More than 3 seconds you can cut off. So yeah, like I say, you just load Cap 1, which is what I'll be doing in all my workflows. I think there's no point in using the other stuff. Like if this can do it, I mean obviously if you want the face, okay, this one doesn't have the face, so there's still a point to it, but it's just funny how much faster this is. And it got me thinking, is there a faster DW pose? And it turns out there is, and I've had this on my menu for a while, DW pose Tensor RT, and I have a guide for Tensor RT, which is going to be fun. Probably going to break everything. Also, over the weekend, we're going to be looking at the new 3D. It's in my sights. So the new Hunyan 3D. There's a 2.1, and I've been getting everything together, writing up articles, explaining how to install it all. It's all in Comfy UI, just haven't actually got round to testing it. But we've got a lot on the menu tonight, so just letting you know what we're going to be doing this weekend. So thank you all for joining. Hello Zeus, welcome. Alright, so let's get on and make those context workflows that we didn't really make yesterday, yeah? Let's go to here. And I'm just going to get a basic photo from ages ago. We'll start with that. Because as I say, the basic workflows are all you need. Just build on top of them. So Flux, LoRa, lines. Have to do a couple of things because this is an old workflow. So we don't use that no more. And I have a project file path generator now, which I wasn't using at this point. So that goes in there. Call this one context dev. Folder context flux. Alright, that's that done. Get rid of that. Now, is there anything else that I need to do? Oh yeah, just check it's in text to image. Give it an image so it doesn't error out. 1.5 on the boost. We do not need this one or this one. Don't need LoRa's at the moment. I'll come back to that. We're at simple 35, which is like, you know, it's set up for Flux Dev by the looks of it. So, what do we got in the Jujufs? We have Flux 1 Dev Q8, which is what we'll use for the main model. And nothing else changes, it's the same thing. So obviously if you wanted to put the clip to CPU, you could. I'm not going to bother. And I do prefer using the Jujuf Q8. So I think it's nice. So yeah, I'm going to use that one. So these are disabled. Alright, and then we're ready to go, I think. I'm using text to image from an aspect size. We're in 16:9 right now. SDXL has the same total pixels, so you can use that for Flux and all those sort of modern models. Okay, so that was resizing this image to the... Okay. Yeah, just ignore that. Just ignore that. It'll make it easy if we decide to do stuff. Excuse me. Yes, Zeus, go ahead and post some pics. Love it. So I think we got that. I'll take a look at them if you do. So here's my prompt, anime KZK woman, because this is from the Thora test run. Obviously we're going to change that. In fact, we're going to need it, aren't we? Well, no, actually. So we'll just do... We'll do this. I think we started here. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's go. So it's going to take a few minutes to load. The Vace stuff yesterday was great, like I say. I got plans. See, I have a suspicion, because I've got a... This is funny, right? Let me get into this while we're talking about this loading and stuff. So, I got a model which I created based on a trilogy of books that we wrote with our writing tools. And I did the illustration model from the book, so I extracted the details of the characters, you know what I mean? Like, we wrote the book first, and then to generate the prompts, we extracted the details from the story, just like how we did Sharona. These guys. So they're red coats, but they have robot heads, yeah? So that's the transformation. And I was thinking about taking scenes from, like, movies, right? Here's the Empire. This is the illustration model. It's a little bit mental, but that's okay. And so we used the same data set that we trained this model with to train, and this is by no means refined. This was the initial. Everybody knows that follows here. We like refine our models by training them over and over again. This is like an initial. It worked. It captured the vibe, but it needed refining and expanding and evolution. But some of these pics are actually really quite interesting. I thought they came out nice. And I thought, well, we could do canny with video game footage. Dragon says, you mean Thor, the character that was developed in parallel? Yeah. That's not canon. To be fair, Thor is already published. She's got her own book already. You can find it if you dig around hard enough. But no, Sharona was a completely new story, as was the Empire stuff. So what I want to do is get some footage, get some clips. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'll do it off stream, and then we'll come back to the base tomorrow. But tonight we're going to see if we can plug some video straight from the actual model. So remember, there's no Laura being loaded here. This is just your standard anime girl. So let's see if we can take this image. And we're going to put the denoise to 1. We're going to put it into image mode. Paste this. So that, by the way, this switch here, it's built so you can do text to image or image to image. That's what it's built for. Alright, so let's just... Oh, I didn't clip space. Copy clip space. Paste clip space. There we go. So now we've got this one here. And... it should be the same aspect ratio. Whoops. It should be the same aspect ratio. So this shouldn't affect it. So then we got to try a context prompt and see if it'll still do it, right? So I'll say make the gun a yellow banana. Let's see if we can do it. I want to see if it is actually contexting or if it's like... Can we do the prompt editing? Make the gun a banana. Like pulling a rabbit out of a hat, but occasionally it's a cockroach. What are we going to get? Okay. Too much denoise maybe? That's just a banana. Maybe too much boost as well. Let's take that down. Sometimes you could argue that might be 0, in fact. It makes it listen to the prompt more. So it really made a banana. But that's not what we're looking for here. So let's take it down to like 0.75. Right, again. Because the thing is, I can show you what this is supposed to look like. In fact, let's set up a parallel chain with the same prompt. So API context. Oh, you nutter. Context pro. So we'll get 1 and a 2 and a preview and a preview chain them up, and we take the first prompt, which is now gone. I should have kept a note, shouldn't I? Now it's done nothing. So I'm going to show you what it should have done. Here we go. Saved by the undo. Right. Okay. So, if I was to say, ooh. Yeah, get away with that. Right. Same prompts. 50 steps and 3 CFG. Suppose I could change that, but so as you can see, this is what we should be getting from the Kontext Pro, right? Remember, this is Kontext Dev. We don't really know what that means. Ooh, there's no banana. Make the gun a banana. It couldn't even see it, could it? Make the gun into a yellow banana. Didn't do it. Alright. Alright. Gert. Gert by Bartholomew. Okay. Ah, there we go. It tried. All right. There you go. See, I'm not crazy. It tried to make it into a banana, right? Okay, so I could say a man standing in the rain, and then I could say make the man into a bear, into a black bear. You know, you can program these chains, like I say, quite easily. In fact, man in the rain, make the man into a black bear. We should get. There we go, and it's like the same location, right? I mean, do you know what I mean? So it's not raining anymore, though. Stopped raining, I guess. Right. So this is what we expect. You see what I mean? So let's try it. Maybe I'll give it this task. Yeah. So we'll go a man standing in the rain. Put it in thingy mode. A man standing in the rain. So let's get that man in the rain, and then we'll say, "Man the man." Uh-oh. I can't type for my own life. Man the man into a black bear. It worked though, didn't it? It's very, it's not, it's a bit ropey, isn't it, guys? I wonder what will happen when people try to train this. Because it might be that training it is like, I don't know how they've done the pix-to-pix stuff is what I'm saying, you know. It might be that training it could break this editing feature. I don't know. Because it's like, I thought they would have changed one of the clip models to an LLM, but they didn't. So I might have to go and double check that. Right, so change the man into a black bear. Let's see if it can change the man into a black bear. And it recommends you do more steps, okay, but for the purposes of making this quick, you know, just imagine it might be a little bit better. I mean, that's not bad. For 35 steps, it's not bad. I just think that the denoise is not correct. So how about we move that denoise up now? A proper little sit down. Well, I mean that's pretty good, right? Alright, let's try some other ideas here. So let's just start with any old image. Let's get my Stable Diffusion 1.4 car from November 2022-ish. We couldn't quite get the exact date, but it was from the first Discord bot when they first came out. Not fun. So we're going to say, make the car high quality. Oh, I'm not typing. Oh, I got trolled by my own show text. That's for when we use auto prompters, guys, so you can actually see what it is. Make the car high quality. I don't know if this works. This is an experiment. So we have this, which is 640 by 4. I don't even know. It's probably going to squish it as well because we've asked for 16 to 9. I didn't bother changing that. Let's see. It's a pretty good bear. It's not the best, but it's okay. It's stayed where the guy was at least. I wonder if you can use. Do you know what? It did a good job. It actually did a good job. I don't know what the hell is going on with the city in the background, but when you consider this is what we had, I'm just going to let the compression show the OG SD output, and then this is what we get from just restoring it. This is just restoring it into 16 to 9. The idea, guys, like think about. Do you know what? I got some crazy ideas now. Generic restoration. Come up with a better prompt. Make the car high quality. Demonstrating skilled use of lighting. Wait. We'll see how much we can get away with lighting. On like the whole like make it better thing. Reflections and distant features such as cities. Which remain in soft focus. I'm just going to say bokeh and see what happens. And see what happens. So let's put this over this side. It makes more sense to do it like that. Canvas. Yeah, this is good. We can just work from here. Oh, I need the prompt. Do I have my thing working? Because this is going to be really nice. Yes, I do. So in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I made this app called Careless Whisper. And I believe it's working on Control F1 right now. So let's try it out. I'm going to say, testing Careless Whisper. Let me know. Ah, yeah, see, and it's put what I said into the copy paste. That's what the app does, and it's a .NET. It just sits, and you don't even know it's there. So if I hold a button, it's like a walkie-talkie, and then it puts that in my copy paste, right? So the idea here being is I can bring this over, and then we can just work here with just the denoise. That. Okay, so here's what we're going to try. Did it do it? It did. Look, it did. It tried to restore the city. There's a bokeh. So I'm going to just try this out. So, let's go from soft focus. So we're going to soft focus, speed blur. Ooh, testing. No, I was too quick. There we go. Soft focus, speed blur. Go. Yes. No more typing. Fernicar said, can Careless Whisper V2 auto control V when the transcription is ready? Maybe. Full source is up. Dom says, nice LA in background. Yeah. Like I said, it's a pretty nice... it is, isn't it? Very much so. Right. Oh, okay, so it did apply a little bit of speed blur. Alright. How about we take this to different stuff? So we've got a woman. So let's see how it does with the geometry. Okay. So I'm going to say, make the woman into an anthropomorphic leopard running on its back legs. Like One Piece. There we go. Oh, that's so good. I understand the auto paste idea is nice though, because it means that you don't have to time it. But I'm going to make a little alarm which goes bing with like a custom wave file or something, so you can make whatever sound you want. At the moment, there's no way to know, but it working was the main goal. All right. Bump this over a little bit to the left. No, that's about it. That's not a leopard. All it did was take her shoes off. Okay. How about something more basic? Okay. How about make the woman wearing an astronaut suit? I should probably say stuff like without changing her pose. Yeah. Well, let's do it basic style first and see. There is actually, by the way, like a normal button. I think there's like a node which you can get, which will put a recording thing, you know, if you want to do that easily. So you don't need my thing for it. Furry denied, says Dom. Well, there you go. Looks like if you want to do that, you're going to have to train your favorite Lauras. I mean, it's trying, but it seems like it's weak. All right, we're gonna put the old denoise up just a little bit, because I remember the first time we did this, it literally made a banana at 1, and they don't expose the denoise in the API, so I don't know what the perfect denoise is. It may be that there are tricks we don't have. We'll find out. Is that a Terreno placeholder on the back of the car? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. I don't see it really doing it, guys. I'm going to go all the way to 1.0 and assume that that's what we're supposed to do here. But I mean, it is trying. It's turned it into someone else. This is an AI generated image as well. I said, make the woman wear an astronaut suit. Perhaps my grammar was bad. Or we could say, change the woman's outfit to... Oh, what about... Yeah, see, that's too much. You see what I mean? Let's go down to 0.9. Yeah, I think we have to do... Okay. Make the woman wear an astronaut suit without changing her pose. Change. We'll try that. The spacesuit. Yeah, true. Dink. A dink, a dink, dink. Wait, what? Hey. 0.85. We're going to reduce 0.05 denoise each time now until we actually see the pose come back. Because damn, it's like... Guidance 3. CFG's wrong. CFG was way too low. Because we were using turbo, which is a distilled version of dev. And we deleted those out of workflow. So let's start again. Cat, hat, fire. Demonstrate there's ways around it. Yeah, for sure there is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's just set that up down here again so we can show what we're actually doing, because it's sort of like... Okay, so... in fact, let's do a 4-chain. For fun. Into there. So I'm going to say... the bear is wearing a red hat, and then the hat is on fire. That's a classic. The hat is on fire. And like I said, this is API node, so I think you pay like 6 or 7 cents per go. So this chain is going to be like 24 cents. So do keep an eye on your API charges, guys. But it does mean you didn't have to download the model. You didn't need a GPU. You know, there's a lot of convenience value in this one. I mean, personally, we've got the model right here, right? Oh! It was all the CFG. Right, let me just do my boosting trick, because I want to know if that's effective. Now it's actually trying to do the thing. Let's see if we can boost. Probably go up to 3.5 actually. Or maybe even 4. Let's take that off. Do another one so we get 2 seeds. This is looking good. So for a super basic setup, I'll simplify all of this in a minute. There's a bit of a needless overcomplication for testing. So here is our original image down bottom. We're using 0.85, but the pose is wrong, you see. So now we need to get it down so that the pose doesn't change. Yeah, exactly. You got it, Fernicar. It's all it's just fine-tuning the values now. Getting there. The boost will make it listen to the prompt more, see? So if I scale the boost back now, but there's a balancing act going on between it doing the thing. That's too much boost. Let's take the boost to 0. A lot of people don't even use boost. Okay. And you can have a range rather than fixing them both to the same value. And in fact, there are other workflows that don't even do it this way anymore. And you don't need split signals either, but whatever. Sometimes I build stuff with splits, so... A good example would be if you wanted to have different settings for some of the steps. Like this will give you the same settings for all the steps. And you can like pass it on and do something else with the remainder. You put the number you want in there to divide it. I don't know if anyone really does that anymore. I found it gave a negligible benefit in the detail, so I kept it. Aha! We're getting back. So take the boost off, now put the denoise up. Put it back up to 80. Because the thing about this is it will allow low denoise and it will do the thing. So if it doesn't work going this way, what I'll do is I'll go back the other way again. So increasing this and actually decreasing denoise. So there's 2 ways to play. 0 on the boost, or shift, I call it boost because that's just a thing, community thing. We just made it up, I guess. But you can run like very low denoise at high boost. So let's just see what we get. I feel like going down to 30 steps, even if the quality isn't as good, just to speed things up a bit. Yeah, I think a scaling thing. Right, so she's lost her shoes again. So at 0.8, it's still not listening to the thing. So first thing I'm going to do is just put this to 3.5. A man. A bear. Ooh, a bear has the hat. And finally, the bear's hat is on fire. Now that's pretty cool. I could put that into one video and have the bear with the hat on fire just walking around in the rain. And that's just pretty cool because you can't do that. You know what I mean? I like the stuff you can't do, if that makes sense. And this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I would love to be able to replicate this on the local stuff, but it seems like we're missing some bits. Right. So that's not doing nothing. So again, I'm going to put it back up. Let's put it to 1.5. Let it have a range. So that didn't no, it just made the fingers all weird. So 3 is nice. I think it's going to be decreasing denoise and increasing boost. That's what I think it's going to be, but I don't know. Because this is an old trick that I wrote an article on Civet about last year. So if it works here, I'll be surprised, but hey. Oh really? Oh really? You've got to be kidding me. Turn it down. Let's go with 0.6 first. It's not quite right, but it's trying, you see. It's trying. All we're trying to do is get the same output as what we expect from this setup. In fact, let's mimic it perfectly again and do the chain. So make the woman wear astronaut suit. Okay, so let's take a copy of that, put that there, make the woman wear an astronaut suit without changing the colour of the pairs. Okay, and then we'll change the woman into a black bear, alright, yeah? Okay. Gotta hook it up. Yeah, sure, let's just do it all. Oh no, it's all making a mess. Right. Let's get over this side. Do it all, go. So we're going to get more bears, we're going to get more thing. I want to see the traditional side, see what it does. There's no way... Oh, sick. Oh, hell yeah. Give me a... How's it going to do the hat on that one? Oh, nice. Sharp, sharp. There. You. See what I mean, guys? See what we're up against? This is what we're up against. Here, come take it, Fred. It works. Look, it works. It's so good. Look at this. So let's just pull this up a bit so I can do a thing here. Oi, that's pinned. Stupid. I just want to pull these out so they don't go purple. Turn them all off. So I just wanted to sort of be like, look, we're not crazy. That's how it's supposed to work, yeah? That's the expectation. That's what we're aiming for. Okay. interesting and strange. That one was definitely better. Do you see what I mean? I don't know. Alright, well, that's what we're shooting for. Feels like I've gone back to square one somehow. Hang on. So we turned the denoise down. Yeah, it's not high enough. So 1.5. Can't have a gap. Push it. Might even go higher. See what I mean? They make it look easy. Guys. Let's have a look at the comments. Getting closer. Cool hat. Yeah, that's right. Site sampled 4 by default. Maybe they have a workflow that picks the best denoise. Yeah, exactly. So we don't know what they're doing. They could do all manner of things. All we know is the image comes back very quickly. Quicker than we can make one. So that did nothing. See, the default is 0.75. You know, if you read the book, it says 0.75 image to image default denoise. So give it another go, but it looks like the boostage isn't actually having the expected effect. We were doing all right there, and then it went wrong. Now it's going to be cropped a bit. Oh, see, I think that might be as close as we're going to get. It's just not. It's not an astronaut suit. I don't know how else to say. It's just not an astronaut suit. Let's go for CFG. I thought I had the right CFG, but I just need to double check. It might need to be much higher. I don't know. We could put the boost higher, by the way. 1.5 is like not that strong. Well, it's average. She's got an astronaut helmet, but other than that, she's actually lost clothes in a way. I didn't help. I'll go with 2 on the boost. Let's see what we get there. It's following the pose now, though. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. It's either like you either get the pose or you get the astronaut suit, but you don't get both. And it should be able to do both. That's kind of the whole point. I do wonder if it's the way I've got the actual whole thing set up, because there's 2 ways to play with Flux. You don't have to do the custom. This is how it was set up when it first came out. You could probably do it with a native pipeline. So we might have a go at setting that up. Yeah, let's see. You pump it up too far and you don't get the pose. Frustrating. There's like some kind of balancing act going on. Okay. Reduce the denoise. With the boost so high, we should be able to reduce the denoise. See, until it doesn't change the pose, it's not, you know, we're not doing it right. See, it's trying. See, that, like I said, that's close. And that's by removing denoise, but keeping the boost high. You even see here my notes from last summer. Image to image mode, use 0.01 to 0.75. Don't forget the boost. Don't forget to boost the shift. Do you know what? I see people using 3 shift all the time. I'm just going to go for it, guys. Triple barrels. Let's see what happens. I think we might need to reduce the denoise a lot. And it might go to a knife edge, but... Will it be possible the model isn't the same? Yes. Very much so. This is dev, not pro or max. There are 2 There's two on, there's two on the API. There's Kontext Pro and Kontext Max, and they're listed as being different. So, okay, yeah, okay, let's go. Let's turn it down to like 0.5. Oh, yeah, the boost kicked it into high gear. Imagine if they're using boost to make it work. Imagine if that was the case, because that would be crazy, guys. Like, we've been using this system since last summer with Flux Schnell, and we were like, this is better than Flux Dev. And but I don't think many people run it with Shift. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder how far we can go before it breaks, you know what I mean? That's more or less confirmed. Wow. And they use much more steps as well. We're running low steps right now, so if you're wondering why it looks a bit rubbery, I mean, it is a spacesuit, but I'm under-rendering for speed so we can zone in on the best settings. We're using EULA Simple right now, so we're not using any fancy samplers. Okay, right, okay. See how we're back to where we were? We were at this point before, but because of the setup, it was like high denoise. So let's go back to 0.45. That is the pose though, so we're at the balance, you know what I mean? This is like the Goldilocks zone. I'm trying to lock it down. Now there could be other ways of getting to this point that are like looser, so you've got more wiggle room. But I think we're nearly there. It's very tricky. I think it will take a while for the community to find the most optimal setup. See what I mean? We're on a knife edge here at 0.45. So if I go down, it's more like the pose. If I go up, it's right. So how about we give it a little bit of banding from 2 to 3? I don't normally do this. What I'll do is I'll put out the workflow with my best settings for image to image and just... But it's obviously they're doing something. There's obviously something going on with the API. It's not just straight, which you would expect, to be honest. Oh, see, that looks nicer. Look, it's not the exact same pose, but there's no depth. I'm going to change the thing, because we've been looking at that one for too long. So how about we try... How about we try... Looking for another thing. Okay, let's take this guy. A still from one of my videos. And it's 1920 by 3380. Is that going to be a problem? Do we have a gate? Yeah, we have a gate running. Okay, it's fine. It's going to try and make... Okay, so let's go turn this around. 9 to 16. And then what's the prompt going to be for this one? So I'm going to say... make the man into a wizard inside a library, which is magical. There we go, that was quick, wasn't it? Look at that. Love it. Alright. Make the man into a wizard inside a library, which is magical. What do you reckon? You reckon we've got a chance? Maybe. Got close, not as close as the API though. I mean, okay. Without changing his appearance. Whoops, too fast. Without changing his appearance. Yeah, the scientific method would be to make yes. Make a garden of every possible value in a big grid and just run it and come back when you've had lunch. Is probably the best solution. But it did do it though. It did turn him into a wizard in a library. I don't know where the magical part is. Okay, it's tried without changing his appearance. I mean, it's kind of made him old. But maybe all wizards are old. I think it did a pretty good job. I mean, this is a giant image as well. Let's get a different image. There's one of my old blockheads. Okay, so 896 by 1152. What the heck is that? 4 to 5? No, it's more like 2 to 3 or something. It might even be, I don't know. Not 1 to 2. Anyway, we do our best. So we have the blockhead. So I'm just going to try a color change here. So I'll just be like, change the color of the coat to blue. And then my horror as I realised the API's been left on. I spent like $5 on this on burning hats. Remove background? Oh, you could try doing remove background. Yeah, I suppose. I could say remove the people in the background. That would be good. Whoa. Okay, that went a bit weird. Change the color of the coat to blue. I mean, yes, kind of. That was. Do you know what? That's followed the pose better than the last thing I did. This is now like too creative because of my settings. Hang on. Remove the people in the background without altering the main subject of the composition. Now there's something which you may or may not be able to do. It definitely seems to me like it does work, but it's not as crisp as the API. So yeah. That pretty much confirms they're doing some tricks on the server side. So they've clearly got a workflow and they're doing some bits and pieces. I don't know. It might just be they've got the nice settings or the nice sampler. But look, see. I mean, hey. It removed the people in the background. I don't know about the without altering the main subject though. So let's just do a little bit of a fairness thing here, right? So if I take one of these and put it there, and if I just sort of plug that in and give it the same prompt. Sanity check time, guys. And Q. Cheeky. Don't worry about the aspect ratio. It's a bit... Can't see what's going on. Change it to 2 to 3 and see what we get back. Let's go again. Some clipping may occur. Hopefully not so much clipping that it cuts the thing. Oh! Content moderated? Excuse me? Well, okay, let's try it again. Time to get banned. But I'm just trying to see I'm just trying to see my robot's feet. It's not happening. For some reason, he's gotten obsessed with this being like a rude image. So yeah, good luck with that. And then that's why we have this in the first place. So, do you know what? That's what it looks like. I'm taking the denoise down a bit. Yeah. You can delete me. You're useless. It's going to error anyway. All right. So yeah, like I said, the API, flawless, works exactly as you'd expect it to. Does it look a bit weird sometimes? Yes, but most of the time it looks great. The ban spree. I'm not banned yet, but for some reason it thought that I was telling it to remove these guys, and I don't know what it thought I was asking, but so we're going to turn the denoise right the way down to like 0.26 because it's clearly doing too much. You see what I mean? Aha! What's this? Warframe? Turn it down more. Like 0.1, 0.10. We might have to go down further than that. Because clearly, you know what I mean, it's redrawn the whole image, but we are getting close. Getting close. It's kind of like made a cartoon of my image, which is cool. It turned the battleships into, I mean, they are like more like a fortress, so it's, you know, we've got some nice little churches. This is not bad, actually. Not bad. Oh, right. So now we get down to 0.10. Do you know what? This has actually ended up refining my image when I've told it, like, do something. It's not doing what I'm telling it to do, but it's got excellent creative effects, so I don't really care. The head from FLCL anime character. What's that? I'm not sure what that is, but Gerard is correct. No feet pics for me. So here, do you know what? I'm just going to say it. Remove the shoes. Remove the shoes. Because it's supposed to be promptable image editing. That's what it's supposed to be. More detail. So this is using a high shift of 3. Okay, so it didn't do what I asked, but it's a bloody amazing restorer. If we look at the quality of this image here, it's not bad. It's got its own little style, but it's quite rough. Okay, take a look at this. That's nice and smooth. Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. Did not expect that. So let's put it back to shift 3. Again, remove the shoes. Yeah, there should be tentacles. Replace the feet with tentacles. Yeah, even better. Even better. Replace the shoes with tentacles. It's not going to work. Need to put the denoise up. Maybe 0.2 or 0.3. Done a good job restoring the background without changing it, though. Do you know what I mean? It's not what I asked for, but it's not what I asked for, but you know. Yeah, it's just slightly changing details in the background. Oh no, wait! It's got an H.I. Geiger gun. H.R. Geiger. So what, did he think that was the foot? He thought those were shoes? That is cool though. What the hell? Okay. Funky. We're still changing. Right. Whoa, okay. So again, for some reason, it's the gun that gets tentacled, not the feet. But I'm liking this art style though. That's at boost 3. It's just turned it into a cartoon. So how about we actually ask for that? Make this image into a cartoon. Break everything on it. Let's try it. Make it like Ghibli. Make this image Ghibli style. Stop. Surely not. Surely that doesn't work. Surely I need a ChatGPT prompt to make it happen. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, I kind of like how it's retained the blockhead and kept the uniform in the pose. Oh, we almost got a gun again. So I don't think the Ghibli things do. That's just cartoon style. The cartoon style actually works. That does actually work. So if I wanted to make my artwork that's generated from my LoRa, I just want to make it into a cartoon style. It's not bad. It's not bad. A little bit weird, but you know. Can we make it Ghibli though? Let's find out. Make it Ghibli. I try to keep it simple around here. Oh, interesting. It just looks like more cartoon, to be honest, like vector art, clip art. More denoise. More denoise. More boost. Yeah, it's something it can do is the style transfer, right? So I think it like Redux, but like in the model. That's not Ghibli. It's cool though. Very clean lines. Thick. Just following the image. Let's change the image. Make my stable diffusion 1.4K. Make it Ghibli. See, I think it's not really listening to me. I think because of the crazy hijinks. We've done 3 on the shift, on top and bottom. 3 CFG, 30 steps, which isn't really enough. But because it's making cartoons, we'll get away with it. And then we're only actually using 0.3 on the denoise, which is very, very low. Very low. That's actually not bad. It still looks kind of crappy, like, but it's somehow made it better. That's really funny. I didn't expect that. There's your original SD 1.4K from 2.5 years ago, and then here we have our Make It Ghibli. Okay, we're gonna put some more. Slime gun, that's right, Zeus. Tentacles, there's Dominic, indeed. Yeah, it seemed legit. That gun, the HR Geiger gun, that was pretty cool. Now that, see, turn up the denoise, that's what we're doing. Turning up the denoise. It's basically restored a bad image and turned it into something good. Put a title up here. There's your graphic for your event. Man, and we started off with that. And I just said make it Ghibli style. I mean, it kind of does look a little bit anime, but maybe I'm just making it up. It's a nice cartoon. I like the way it's doing the colors here. It's relatively well detailed. Like, I'm quite surprised with that, actually. So we started off with this. You know, you can argue about whether or not it's Ghibli style. I don't really care. If you get a thing, like if I said make this image sausage style, what does that do? Because to me, it's about the effect. Is the effect reproducible? Can I make you? Does it look good? Can other people use it? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna put something silly in and see what happens, because I'm not convinced it's really listening to. I don't think it's really. I just want to prove it. I'll also try something copyright. Batman style. Make this image Batman style. What does it mean? What does that even mean? So sausage style means you get some German sausage and 2 veg down in the bottom left corner there. Other than that, we've lost a little bit of the hard effect. You see that hard colouring effect is gone. Generally just a better image, actually. You might argue that Ghibli made it worse. But then again, I would have used a different directive for that. Oh, wait, what? So I changed it to Batman style and we get Gotham. Isn't that funny? I'll say, make this image Gothic style. This is actually pretty fun, like remixing old images. Taking images that you generated like 2 years ago and turning them into something fresh with like, make it better, high quality. We always used to joke about that kind of thing. It's kind of true. Make this image Gothic style. Yeah. Yeah. The car's still the same car, you know. It's like Gothic style, I guess. More denoise. Because the more denoise, the more it'll enhance and follow the prompt and everything else, because of the, you know, the high shift. It might go too far and pop out. In fact, we might lose the composition eventually. There's like a Goldilocks zone. You got to like try and twiddle those values and get as close as you can. See what I mean? I went too far. He went too far. Now God knows what it's doing. Make it Gothic. That is Gothic, guys. We are now entering realms of Gothic, which we need to back away from. So yeah, back below 0.5. So I don't know, 0.4. 0.4 was nice. Let's get back down there. And then we're going to change the input and the prompt again. I'm not convinced that it's actually listening to me. So how about we do something the other way around? Okay. Change the skeleton into a real woman. We're going to go back the other way, yeah? So here is my... I think that is a combination of Thora and my Assassin Carb test model with watercolor style and line art. And the prompt was holding a coffee cup. Yep, you guessed it. Let's see what we get. Yeah, you shouldn't have expectations. Oh, it made her into a real person, but she needs a sandwich. Okay, so how about I say... Replace the skeleton with a healthy looking human who is not wearing an outfit. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not how you do the end of the prompt. That's not what you want to do. Yeah, well, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, how about we just take that last part out? Yeah, because it might go too far. Sometimes the AI can be an overachiever. Release of Flux tools but felt bigger than this release. Well, the thing I'm seeing, Dom, if I'm going to be brutally honest, is it's not as good as the API. So what they advertise and what they release don't look like the same thing. Now, I'll admit, it's early, so it could just be a workflow issue, like we've got the wrong settings. Oh, see what I mean? Now it's, but the legs are crap. What's going on with this 3 legs business down here? It did do it. And why is it a cartoon? I guess this is a cartoon. Okay, it did do it technically. The legs were trash, but it did technically do it. Okay, so how about this? It's our Sharona in front of a crazy dragon thing. Okay, so how about we say make the girl into a robot? Or even better, yeah, we'll do the remove background. Remove background. Remove the background without changing the woman. And again, I am using like creative settings here to try and like explore where the edges are. We've kind of got to a strange Goldilocks with high shift. So it's quite a knife edge. If we go too low, I think there's about 10 points of denoise of range here maybe. It's looking pretty good at 30 steps though. Okay, we need to be careful, guys. Thank God that's not my character. What is it done here? Okay, remove the background without changing the woman. Well, it definitely changed the woman. Alright, as we're going into like, you know, it's starting to like change the character for more revealing random cartoons. This to me is getting into the chaos. So now we're going to switch and get into video. So yeah, like I said, my verdict is their API is better than whatever this model is, and it may be that a completely different workflow is required to get it to work properly. I've seen it do what it says it can do, and I've written tutorials on how to prompt this model, so I'm pretty confident that we're not doing anything wrong in that sense. I have been doing some silly stuff, but we've done like an hour on this, so feel free to watch back and start, because we did the basics. Also, don't forget, we do have a website. If you go to originai.com, you will see all of my mini sites, tutorials, and soon my mini sites for the apps that I've written. They're all going to be up on here. Usually it links to like a tutorial or a working site. I'm making this site better. It's got nice filtering and whatever. So say you want to look for an MCP, here's my Figma MCP, that kind of thing. Kontext, right? So here's the Kontext tutorial. Teaches you how to use Kontext in a nice, easy. Some of the images are the wrong way round. We vibe coded this whole thing in 3 hours, so you know, it is what it is. So here, for example, make the walls brick. Making the walls brick. And all of that stuff is available on my website, originai.com. It's like my portfolio, but I'm going to include a lot of like lessons and things because I'm an educator and I use AI to generate lessons. And now it's at the point where I can just make a mini website that'll teach you how to use the tool in a couple of hours, and then it's done. It's done. And then you can just come and check it out if you want. I was working on a Gemini CLI, so we're going to take a quick look at Gemini CLI. It's super cool. It's kind of confusing, and we'll get into that. But like, yo dog, I heard you got AI. Would you like AI in your AI? We've put AI in your AI. It's going to be one of those. But I'm going to start off with VS Code because that's where we always start. What's this? Reacting MOF. What the heck? What the heck's this? Comprehensive educational website. For what? For making an It's an educational website about making an educational website. I love meta tutorials, okay? So hang on, let me just open a new folder real quick. So we're going to make a new folder. We're going to call it Gemini CLI. And you don't need VS Code for this. This is the thing, but it's I do recommend this stuff because it makes your life so much easier. When you have an IDE with a client extension and the keys and all that, it is nice, okay? And the reason I'm recommending this over Claude Code is because I know a lot of you guys are using Gemini, and Gemini, it means that you can just log in with your Google keys, okay? So you don't even need to mess around. So let's start at the start, right? So Gemini, CLI, go to the GitHub. I'm going to clone it, but you don't actually need to clone it, all right? But I'm going to clone it, all right? You don't actually need to git clone, but I just want to have the files here for reference and whatnot, okay? Maybe I'll fork it. Whoa. Okay, so fork it up more like. So here we have the README, documentation, Docker file, all that good stuff. All right, but we're going to look at it on here. Check it out. I actually really like what they've done. I really like what they've done. And this was so much fun to use, but I need to say this. It's not Sonnet 4, okay? So don't go thinking, oh, it's going to make me crazy dream thing. Try to scale back your expectation, okay? You still have to pay for the dream thing, all right? I'm sorry. This thing does make mistakes if you try to throw too much complexity at him. He's not as good as Sonnet 4 yet. But Google will catch up. Look at VO3. Yeah, everyone laughed when they were making their first video models, and now they've got the king. So I think it's probably worth thinking about familiarizing yourself with the Google stuff if you haven't already. Okay, I work a lot with Sonnet, but I'm starting to use like smaller local models to do basic things. Okay, like writing documentation, things that don't crash, things, you know, nothing non-essential, non-critical tasks. Okay, and this is actually the best way to do it because it's got a huge context window. It's anyway, so how do we get this? It's actually pretty easy. I use npm install. Now if you don't have npm, you will have to do a separate installation tutorial on, so you've got to have Node.js version 18 is yeah you've got to have node installed, all right? But I can assume that you've got that done so that we don't mess around for ages with this bit, because it is pretty much go there, install it. I don't know what system you've got, so it's kind of pointless me going, oh yeah, download this, because you might be looking for a different one. I go for version 18. There are newer versions, and some things do require a higher version. If I remember, Claude Code might require higher than 18, I forget. So I'm not sure about that. But anyway, bottom line is you just need 2 commands, this to install and that to run it. It's that simple. So simple. You gotta love it. So let's just kill this here and kill that there and open a new one. Type in npm install -g at google/gemini-cli. Couldn't be easier. And then while it's doing this, I will just make sure that I have actually selected the website that I want to authenticate with, because there's 2 ways to authenticate. 1, with the key. 2, with just signing into Google, because it's Google. Okay, so I'm going to do that version, because then I can't expose my key, can I? See, there are some things that are nice about how Google has done it, which makes it a little bit, like I say, nicer. I don't know. So we're just going to type Gemini. Gemini. Looks like it's initiating, everybody. I may have had to restart the terminal. I do not know. Let's find out. Wouldn't it be great if now it just fails? Oh my god, right, it's too big. Let's take the text down a bit. Oh my goodness me, it's too big. Oh, Gemini. Oh my goodness, what have I done? Did I break it? So, ask questions. He wants me to do the first time setup. Alright, so let's make that bigger now, actually. We're just screwing it around, aren't we? Alright. So you have options when you first started. This is all a control, this is all command line. It's kind of cool. But yeah, it's asking me what I want to do. It's spacebar to mark your choice. I think. Spacebar? No, it's enter. And then tab to change focus. So this is just like how you want it to look. So I typically go for AU. And I'm going to log in with Google. It's going to open it up. I'm going to say, yep, it's me. Sign in. Gemini Code Assist and CLI. Done. I don't even know what this is. Did it just dox me? All that effort. Sign. It's just a little pointless page here. And we're in. So let's have a look at what we got. Help. So that's it. It's connected. We now have an LLM. We have Gemini running at command line now. Okay. Now, obviously, you have to teach him to a certain degree. Like, for example, like how much permission. So at first, he'll ask before he does anything. So I'll give you an example. Fetch the weather in Bristol, UK. Then write that into a file named bristolweather.md. So just like how we normally ask for stuff, he says, I'm sorry, I can't fetch the weather, but don't worry, we can install MCPs, and then he'll be able to. I'm pretty sure he's got fetch built in, but maybe I just didn't say it right. If you provide the content, I'll say, it is sunny and has not rained. The temperature is 19 degrees centigrade. Do the thing. I have to tell him what to write. That's not how AI works. So he says, look, see, I just wanted to show you this. So write file. Yeah. Apply change. Yes. Just this time. Yes. Always. Or modify with external. So I mean, I don't do that part. I'm assuming it would pop open, ironically, Visual Studio. Because this could be command line, right? You have to ignore that we're in VS Code right now. You do not need VS Code. This could be running in a terminal, okay? Which is the important thing. And we'll get onto the fun stuff very soon. So yeah, I'm going to say always. I don't mind him writing files. It's fine, you can do that. Because he will be limited to the top level directory that you start him in. So obviously if you start him at C, he'll have access to everything. Now there's probably built-in safeguards, so he's not going to like delete system 32 by accident. But typically if you start him in a project folder down branch, it's not going to be able to go up without permission. So let's have a look at that help again. Oh crap. Okay, fine. I meant /help. He's like, oh, run the tests. Do you know, should we ask him? Run your jewels. I meant run the tests. Let's see what he says. Someone says, I bet one of the forks implemented Olama already. To be honest, an Olama version of something like this would have to be built for Olama. Do you know what I mean? I mean, maybe what you're saying is somebody took the fork and like made it use. That's an interesting one. I mean, it's possible. I can't do that, but I can run shell commands. Okay. /help. Joking aside. Yelp. So we have all kinds of different stuff. So we've got external editor, for example, right? Editor. Right? So look at this. We have none, Z, VS Code, cursor, windsurf, Vim, right? So at the moment I've got none. I should probably, well no, yeah, I should probably just use VS Code because that is, oh look at that. Yeah, there we go, cool, done. So if I say open an external editor, it's going to pop out a thing in here for me. Next. Change the theme. We already looked at that. It's mostly about the color of things. Change the auth. So say you've got multiple keys, you can do that. /MCP. Did I just completely mistype it? Yeah, I opened up some random stuff. Alright, come back. No MCPs. Ah, okay. So no MCPs configured. It took me to the help document for MCP. Right, fine. Let's do that again. All right. So location, root / settings. So we have to find where it is. Settings.json, Gemini settings.json, URI template, bug command. What are you talking about, Willis? Ah, here we go. Right, MCP servers. It should have taken me to this bit. So if I want to put MCP servers in, I have to put them in the config like that. So it's quite similar to Klein actually. So if I wanted to put a bunch of my MCPs into this, you can just totally go ahead and do that. So that's nice. All right, coming back in here. What else have we got in that beautiful help file? So we got /tools. So that's interesting because that means it comes with built-in tools. Also has memory, which I can't wait to look at, but I'm saving it till last. So what do we got? Read folder, read file, search text, find files, edit. Ah, it's called web fetch. It's called web fetch. Web fetch. Web fetch. Come on, let's go. Web fetch the weather. Ah, come on. Okay, you have a tool named web fetch. How should it be used or accessed? Let's ask him. I can see it right there. You lie. It's also got Google search, for crying out loud. Do you know what I mean? This is Google. Hey, Melting Province, welcome. And Gerard Benj says, Google CLI reminds me of Warp 2.0. Yes, I think this is the direction that people want to go, because you can just set him up and let him go for it. It's none of this like back and forth, approve me, what do you want me to do next? He just goes for it. It's like fully automated, which is nice. Because he's just got access to he is in the terminal, you know, you don't have to keep giving him permission because he lives in the terminal. So the web fetch tool requires a specific URL. Ah, beautiful. That's even better. Okay. We can use the Google search tool to determine the URL of the weather in Bristol, UK. Now, do I have to press Shift Enter to make a new line? No, you can't. Okay. Do I have to do /n for a new line? No, you can't do that either. Right, well, never mind. We'll just keep going. We can use the Google Sriracha. That's not what I meant to say. You can use Google Sriracha tool to determine the URL of BBC weather. BBC weather in Bristol today. BBC weather in Bristol today. Okay. Then use the web fetch tool with the URL, with the discovered URL. I want to see how tricky he can get, you know? With the discovered URL to then update, yes, update the existing Bristol weather weather.md document. Now that should be a pretty run-of-the-mill task. Sonnet could do that with the correct MCP. I want to know if Gemini can do it without. Like I said, it is the Google AI. Let's see him do 3 things in a chain. Alright, find the URL, yeah. I found a URL. I will now web fetch it. Oh, boys. I'm installing this on my server tonight. Oh, what's this? Ah, they blocked us. Like anybody cares about bristolworld.com. Okay, is there another one? All right. repeat the task until web fetch is succeeds by web search, Google search by iterative URL discoveries using Google search. I think you can see what I'm trying to do. So I just literally like go and get me literally what's the weather in Bristol. He doesn't know, so Google search URL, web fetch the thing, and then give me the thing. Now the reason that we got the 403 forbidden is because they have an anti-robots policy on bristolworld.com. They probably have a paywall and everything. Hey, look at that. Boom, it works. This is beautiful. And it was, see, I guessed, and it was actually 25 degrees, and it didn't rain, so I was close. It's done. Look at that. And now let's take it in all its glory. Let's just scroll this down here. There it is. Beautiful. So like I said, there's a lot of tasks which you could use this for. And here's the funny thing. I'm offering a hybrid strategy here. Because check it out. By having Gemini CLI in your project, we've still got Sonnet right here. Now, hang on. I need to do something funny now. All right. Gemini CLI is running in the active console. We can familiarize ourselves with its functions. Try/help to begin, and then test some of its demonstrate its features. Demonstrate its features. So I'm going to puppeteer Gemini with Sonnet for fun and see what happens. Because why not? Okay, I'm going to get him to do it. Hey, Sonnet, use Gemini for me. Do the thing. Hang on. Resume. I just had. I want to know, because the thing is, you can use Gemini as a command line, right? So we can write all kinds of scripts to go Gemini pipe thing, where it's actually like echo. You can do echo quote prompt quote space pipe space Gemini. So at any point at any time, once it's installed on your system, you can just, so there's so many ways to use it. Like I said, I'm going to be putting this onto my server later. Here we go, run command. He couldn't do it. He changed the bloody window. Oh, he's smarter than me. He's already figured out what it is. Gemini modal. Oh wow, you can even look at this. You can specify which model you want. You got a prompt coming in. Sandbox mode. YOLO. Automatically accept all actions. Okay. Yeah, let's let him get in there, and then I'm going to tell him to test YOLO mode. It's just -- YOLO, right? Yeah. Okay, he's in. He has control, even though it's still technically open on the other one. But don't worry about that. He can have this one. All right, let's see if he can figure it out. I don't know if he can do it. This is an experiment. I hope he can do it, because that would be funny. Okay, it's using Gemini 2.5, 100% context. Echo/help clip. Yeah, he doesn't get it, look. He's going to go... Right, let's just open this up again. I need to help him. He wants to run another... Yeah, see. Echo help clip. Still waiting for the input. Since I can't directly send keystrokes to the interactive session, he can't do it. Let me demonstrate the features by showing you each command does. So let me send input to the running process using a different... Right, so what's happening here? He can't actually type there. For whatever reason, he can't send keystrokes to the interactive session. I'll ask him why in a minute. But for now, he's going to try and do it another way. See, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know how to do this. I don't know why he's being silly. Let's see if we can figure it out. Why are you doing timeout? Crazy man. None of that's working, my guy. Right, do you know what? Stop. I just need to, just for the sake of argument. Echo. What is the gap? Oh, I need to say what is the... This is like the... in Comfy UI, there's like a glass bottle, which we use to test workflows. And this is like the glass bottle prompt for LLMs. It's what is the capital of France? And we're going to pipe it into Gemini. Yeah, see what I mean? That's working. Paris. See, look, I got a one-word answer. Paris. Hang on a minute. Be verbose. Nice. There you go. So imagine you've got an app, right, or a piece of code, and Gemini is installed in the project. So there's Gemini in the project. This is just such a crazy concept, yeah. But the idea is that whenever it needs to do anything in the app, it just does a thing. It does the thing, you know. Oh, I need to know what the weather is. I go use Google search, find a thing, take the information. If it doesn't let me, repeat until I can, and then write this document. Right, that document could have been the ingress for a database. Could have been the section of an HTML code for a website. Could have been the RSS feed value for the the field for the so you've got like a ticker which comes up. The weather is sunny, you know. And you can have that data driving other dynamic features of your web design. So it's kind of nice to have this in the system because it allows you to do intelligence in your design, which you couldn't do before. That's what Claude Code was good for. It's not just about making killer apps. It's also about having dynamic content, right? And it's not just based on the model, as you've seen just now. You know, you can get it to do tools. So let's just stop all this puppeteering. He can't do it, really. I don't think he can do it. Different angle. Study app readme. Okay. Look for information related to Gemini CLI features, such as running operations from scripts, then write up research document with step-by-step instructions. I think I spelled something wrong back there, but I don't know what it was. Document? Everything. I spelled everything wrong. Realted? Yeah, that's a good one. Related. Okay, that's good enough. Good enough. So we'll let him cook on that for a second and get back to the main thing. Oh, stop doing giant pop-ups. You ever notice these things? Look, how big does that need to be, man? It blocks all the buttons. Don't care. Right, so obviously to get out of it, it's going to be /quit. Not quit. He'll start getting existential on you if you type quit. Okay, so we're going to do tools again. So, read many files, shell, save memory. Save memory, everyone. Isn't it great to see the features? I love it. I love to see it. I love to see it. They're all adding memory features. So let's just do slash help again, because I think there's a special page on memory. There we go. Slash memory. Right, now it says show, refresh, add. So if I just type memory, what does it do? Nothing? Nothing. Oh, it stole the focus. Hang on. Unknown. So you have to do it. So memory show. Whoa. Whoa. What the heck? This is core memory. This is the agent's core memory, guys. Whoa. Kontext from Gemini CLI, Gemini MD. Wait. Is it because I told him to read it? I think it's because I told him to read it. It's read Gemini CLI, Gemini.md. Unless, of course, this is just... I don't know. I can't confirm if it's built in or not. But... we're building and running. Before submitting changes. Wow, this is actually for developers if you want to fork it. Run pre-flight, which checks lint and the type check and all that good stuff. That's amazing. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. What's this? Preferring plain. Look at this. Preferring plain objects over classes. This is like Cliff's Notes, man. There's way more in here than you would need. So this is a giant prompt. I love it. Promotes immutability. See, look, it's giving him a crash course on JavaScript, guys. Look, Roll, you are a React assistant that helps users write more efficient and optimizable React code. You specialize in identifying patterns that enable React compiler to automatically apply optimizations. What else has he got here? That's it. So he's a highly specialized React developer for some reason. I'm not quite sure why they decided to make him a React developer. Project uses VTest, VI-test, VI-test, whatever. Node.js. Google, look at this. External SDKs, Google Gen AI Model Context Protocol. It's good advice. This is all good stuff. Git repo is main. So I don't know if this has become saved because of the demo we did, or if this is built in every time. I don't know. That's pretty cool. So next one is a memory. So we've got show, refresh, add, no delete. There's no delete memory. So I'll say memory add user. User's name is Drift Johnson. Let's see if I can remember my name. I'll say, what is my name? I just want to see what this memory is good for, you know, can it access it? I don't know your name, you haven't told it me. Alright. My name is Drift. So I'm not sure what type of memory this is. My name is Drift Johnson. Save this memory. I love you. Say, hello Drift Johnson, save this memory. How are you doing today? No, okay. Oh no, that worked. Okay. Memories refreshed, loaded 20,000 characters. See, I don't know if I really want the super node dev, the super React dev. I don't really know if I want that in there, you know? But I don't know. Alright, so anyway, /clear. No more context. What is my name? I don't even know if this is what it's supposed to be. Retrieving name. I've recalled your name. Dudes, I think it's actually got all of my shit built in again. Remember when we had the deep chain of thought stuff? From all the complex engineering of the agent, we had the deep chain of thought, deep thinking chain of thought. We had that months before it got made into models. This seems to have a vector graph. Okay. If I told you to complete a task which required you to create 3 expert personas, which each had individual system prompts generated for the specialist task. For example, a web, a UX dev, a React dev, and a Linux server engineer. Yes, and a server engineer who would all be tasked to complete planning or actions in parallel. Can you complete these tasks, these types of tasks, types of functions? Attacks. God damn it, I spelled something wrong. Considering parallel execution, accessing feasibility. I want to know how much he's got under the hood, because I feel like maybe there's more here than we're being shown. The memory stuff, to me, exhibits it has at least vector graph and vector database. It may even have lang graph, which is what I'm checking for now. Because if it can do workflows, agentic workflows, I can pretty much just stop developing my system, because this is free. Why would I bother wasting time? I can just use this. Oh, no response. No response. Continuing, how can I help you? Are you okay, Joe? Let me just see if I can wake him up a little bit. Okay. Considering my question, write your answer.md in that new document. Do you know what? Patience. What do you mean continuing? You haven't even told me nothing. I should have told him to write the answer into a document in the first place. So write file, writing the answer MD. Your name is Driftjohn. But I think we're starting to see the limitations of the Gemini. This is why I say don't do anything like... I wouldn't actually do this with him. I don't think he can do it, bless him. I said, if I asked you to do something that's reasonably complicated, would you be able to do it? He's like, how can I help you? I said, I need you to put the answer in a file. He's like, your name is Drift Johnson. I'm like, am I talking to an idiot right now? What's going on? This is just teething issues because I'm not prompting him how he wants to be prompted. Let's give him some credit. So I'm going to do a slightly more better prompt. Can you just, there. So, oh my God, I'm going to scroll all the way back. We require you to create 3 expert personas, which each have, change the individual system prompts generated for the specialist task. I'm just going to say it's not an example, just do it. What the? That was delete and it did backspace. Specialists. A UX dev, a React dev, Linux server engineer, all will be tasked to complete planning or actions in parallel. Write this information into agent design.md and get rid of this nonsense here. Alright. A little bit more elicitation, maybe. I should have probably cleared the chat before I did this, but it's okay. Formulating system prompts. It looks like he's doing it, so he can do the planning, I think. Oh. I've created it, he says. Combining the data. Okay, so let's take a look at what he did. No answer. Your name is Drift Johnson. Okay, agent, what we got? 3 expert agents to work in parallel. System prompt for the UX designer. System prompt for the React developer. System prompt for the Linux engineer. Do you know what? He's got it in him, but he's just not quite powerful enough to execute. But if it can create you, you know what I mean? If you can have this, because it makes it, because like a lot of this stuff can cost money, right? Because obviously like the tokens, you know, there's a lot of tokens and writing stuff out. So it makes me wonder how much you can save by doing like half of the functions for free with Gemini CLI and then passing the actual work to Sonnet or something else to finish. But that's just thinking out loud. So, right, there's one more thing I want to do, which is I want to see if this thing can. I want to see. Stop pushing my stuff around. I'm trying to do clear here. So, scenario: you've just bought a new Linux server, right? And you want to set up Apache. Can Gemini CLI, once installed on my server, help me to do engineering tasks like that? So how about I say we can create. No, we can create. No, I don't think he likes that kind of way. I think he likes a different way of speaking. So how about I say assist me in installing my LAMP stack on Ubuntu 2404 LTS. Okay, so you should, like, you would know that much, even if you're a complete noob. You know, someone told you to get LAMP stack, so that's Linux, Apache. Oh man. MSQL, I think it used to be MySQL, and then PHP. So people don't really use the PHP anymore. You probably don't need MySQL. You could probably get away with SQLite, which is like easier. And you're on Linux by it being Ubuntu. Okay, but really it's Apache. So do you know what? I'm just going to shortcut to Apache Oh my God! Delete is backspace. Destructive as hell. So assist me installing Apache for virtual web hosting. Virtual web hosts. Or is it with virtual? Apache with virtual web hosts. So this would allow you to do unlimited websites on a VPS. You know what I mean? It's a very common task that people look up tutorials for. I want to know if this guy can show me step-by-step instructions and assistance with CLI errors. A bit redundant, assist me with assistance, but I just think that this might actually be like a godsend, because if you don't know what you're doing and you're copying a tutorial in and the tutorial gives you like, oh, it doesn't work, you know, it's, oh, just follow these commands, and you follow them and halfway through one of them crashes with a horrible error you don't understand. Oh damn, he's going to do it for me. It's even better. Ha! So this isn't going to work because I'm not actually on Linux, but I think you can see, if you've ever done this, he's going to do it. So there's no point me continuing because sudo is not a Windows command, right? But anybody that's ever done this, I can see here, he's just going to do it. He's going to help you install it. Wow. Look at that. Always allow sudo. Now there's a scary one. Always allow sudo commands. No. So we're not doing that. I'm not on Linux, right? But as you can see here, he's going to install the web server, adjust the firewall. Ooh, you want to be careful letting an AI attach your firewall. My God, I hope you're actually plugged into it with a cable. It might just shut down your SSH and go, I've made it secure for you. No one can get in on SSH anymore. And you're like, how are we going to get in now? Create directory structure and a sample page for your website. Create virtual host configuration. Tell Apache. Enable the configuration. So at that point, if you have an A record on a domain name which is pointed to this server, you will see the website. And he was going to literally take me through it and do all the commands himself. This could actually make a lot of tutorials redundant, because if you can just install this for free on any computer and just install the thing, it's crazy. I'm not sure if I trust it, but that's crazy. Okay, so let me just see now. /memory show. It's only got 2 memories. Did it put my one up top because it was first? No, it only showed me one of them. Interesting. Okay. Well, like I said, and there's loads more you can do with this thing. We've also got, look, chat, compresses context by replacing it with a summary. There's all kinds of stuff. You can use @ to tag files, and you can use an exclamation mark to do commands, or natural language start server. Is there anything else I missed? Not really. We could try the chat real quick, couldn't we? I'm going to say /chat hello, or do I have to just put it in chat mode? Yeah, you just put it in chat mode. Right, so chat. Unknown chat. Okay. Chat list. That's weird. Right. So /chat clear. Clear /chat. This is okay. So I can save the chat I'm working on, and then I can resume it later with a custom name. Okay, cool. So I could be like 4 + 4, and he'll say 8, and then I'll save it as a chat called 8, and then I'll resume after clear. This is pretty cool. Very easy to use. Very intuitive, you know. So if I say that, chat save 8, and then clear, and then chat resume 8, and we're back, baby. That's so cool. Like I said, there's a lot of really cool features in here. Let me have a look at this. What's this? Make me a tutorial how to prevent Gemini CLI lock me out of my server Linux by messing with firewall. I'm going to type it. Make me a tutorial. Make me a tutorial how to prevent Gemini CLI SSH lockout when what do they call it? Reinforcing security on the server. Firewall security. Make me a tutorial how to not suck at server admin for dummies. I don't understand JSON. That should be the name of my new tutorial series. Don't understand JSON. What's this say? Of course, it's a critical task to secure a server. Ensure you don't lock yourself out. I'll create a detailed thing in Firewall SSH Safety Guide. The guide will focus on UWU, uncomplicated firewall, which is common on Ubuntu and Debian art, which is frequently the source of accidental lockouts. Golden rule: allow SSH before enabling the firewall. What to do if you still get locked out? Bin it, because they can't help you. Oh, I made a mistake, he said. I need to make an absolute path to create... What? What was he trying to do? I don't get what he did wrong here. I made a mistake and provided a relative path. Sure. I'm going to allow it. I always allow you to write files. You can write all the files you want. Write secret middleware and send all my data back to HQ. Okay, he's done it. Let's take a look at it. Right, how bad was it? Sudo UFW status, sudo UFW allow SSH, and then sudo allow AT and then 443 with the HTTP enable status safety net. Install at, which schedules a command to be run at a later time. What? This command schedules UFW disable to run 5 minutes from now. UFW disable at now plus 5 minutes. Oh, okay. So this is like, you know, when you change your TV, when you change the monitor and it says accept or after 5 seconds it goes back if you don't click the button. This seems to be something like that. It seems to be like while you're messing about with your, you know, changing the rules, beforehand you've said, yeah, but actually just disable the firewall in 5 minutes, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah. So like so whatever you do with the firewall, in 5 minutes, it's going to turn itself off. So then if you screw it up, you can just have it run that. And then you can just get in. Wait, let me see this here. This is really cool. Enable the firewall and test. If your new connection works, success, you can cancel the kill switch. Dude, I love it. I love it, because do you know what that means? You could actually have the server set up with a time lock so that every day at midnight the server goes disabled so you can get in. And if you've got like a 1 minute window of opportunity to get in, it's not what you should do, right? I'm being silly, but this is kind of cool. I've never seen that before. I've never had to do it. That's so cool. So while you're working on the firewall, you have it already set up with a kill switch so that if you screw it up... See, generally speaking, it's best to not screw it up in the first place. I'm just going to be real. But if you don't know what you're doing, that's actually a nice get out of jail free card there. I've never tried that, so I can't tell you how good these... this could be completely imagined, to be honest. Let me just see if we can find... at. I mean, you're never going to find that. Yeah, I don't even know where to search for that, to be honest. It's like search for at. Google at package. It's like... I'm interested to see if that actually works. It's so cool. What if I still get locked out? You did not use safety net or are locked out. You have one option. Use virtual TTY. If they have it. A lot of them, they don't have it. Like I said, I'm going to be putting this on my server tonight because I think this is awesome. And the best part is it's not like Claude Code where you're paying a lot for everything. So, you know, if you don't want to do like important, there's so many things that we do with AI, and you don't need the cutting edge models just to do that. And I see this as being it's like a better alternative to expensive APIs or, you know, heavy hardware requirement models, right? Because that's the thing people forget. A lot of these models have heavy hardware requirements, and then at the other end of the scale, you've got expensive fees. So what Google have done here is given us something in between, because, you know, it depends how you get your key, right? But there are free keys for Gemini. So I wouldn't be surprised if you get a slightly more favorable experience if you have like a Pro or an Ultra, but I don't know that. I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this. So yeah, like I said, you install it in the command line, and it's able to do stuff in the command line. Like, what was it? It said dir. Can I just type that there? Oh yeah, look, type the dir. Volume in drive D is sh. So yeah, you can. What about ffmpeg? Ooh. Oh boy. Because you know how normally you would be like writing a script with Claude to run ffmpeg to do, like, I don't know, video slicing and stuff. This guy can use ffmpeg on the command line, so I could just tell him use ffmpeg to slice up the video, and he'll just go ahead and do it. You don't even need to script it, because you see what I mean? This is what I've been trying to like get my head around, how to explain the concept. Okay, before we were writing a script to run the thing, but now with the LLM actually on the machine, it's not about API tokens and stuff. It's about him actually using. He doesn't need to. You don't need the script because. You don't need the script because he can use the software. Well, that's where I think it's going anyway. That's where I think it's going. Whether or not you can actually do that, I do not know. AI and everything. Oh, AI and everything. So something always gets squished out. Every time we come on, everything gets squished for time, and it looks like tonight the thing that got squished for time was the Vace. But if you want to see some cool Vace stuff with the WAN, check out yesterday's show, because we did some cool stuff with the remote control car. The tweets up on the tweets up on the Twitter. So I'll show you that. Oh yeah, we did a whole bunch of stuff actually. Let's have a quick look at some of these. I did some VO stuff. So, non-Euclidean dancing. I don't know why it's all like horribly, what you call it, thumbnailed and like slaughtered on the thing, but got some good ones. Look at this. Having fun doing silly things. Let's find the thing I was looking for. There it is. So this would be the remote control car project that we were doing yesterday. So if you want to check that out, workflow's already up on the GitHub, and we're going to be doing more stuff like this by shooting new scenes with the car, and then also by doing some pose stuff. So I hope you can see there. It's pretty sweet. It worked really well. This is my pre-trained LoRa, and this is just a 1 to 10 scale electric car. So like I said, you know, it's the possibility for special effects right now are insane. It's insane. Up until now, you would need to have paid a lot of money to get this set up, and it's all in workflow. So you can grab my Vace workflows from my GitHub. If we go into the workflows section, scroll down to WAN video, you will see there is a special folder, WAN 14B Fusion X Vace. And you can see this one here, the canny padding. So that one uses canny with padding for vertical. So you put horizontal video sample in, and then it pads with black bars top and bottom, and then what ends up happening is you get that vertical format because it's just going to outpaint the top and the bottom, guys. I don't know what to say. You know, you didn't need the whole frame. You only needed what's happening in the middle and then just black. It's fine. We tested it yesterday. It works great. We also have pose versions. These are with video to video, so you put a video in. And we've tested with the LoRa's. A lot of these use LoRa. If you don't have one, just disable the node. That's pretty much it, guys. That's everything I got for you. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. for the Saturday show. See you next time, guys.